I want to show you a secret technique. This simple trick has the potential to change your life in as little as 2 weeks. If you do this every night over the next 2 weeks, you will notice a significant increase in your confidence level. You will feel more motivated. You will have the ability to make more money and practically achieve anything you set your mind to achieve. But before we get into this technique, it's important to understand something very fundamental about yourself. You see, the reason most people don't see the success they want in their lives is simply because they don't understand this simple principle. Your thoughts are responsible for your feelings, which in turn are responsible for your actions. Whatever you think, be it positive or negative thoughts, it develops into a feeling which in turn causes you to take action. For example, an erotic thought once dwelled upon eventually turns into a feeling within your body. That feeling, whether you choose to call it lust or desire, then turns into an action. Whether you choose to satisfy that feeling or not, it's still action being taken in response to that feeling. Negative emotions like anxiety, depression, and lack of confidence all have their origin in your thoughts. And the reason we are not as happy or motivated or successful as we should be is because we are holding on to the wrong type of thoughts in our mind. This leads us to feeling all these negative emotions, which results in us not living a fulfilling life. So does it mean that you are unlovable because that man or woman choose to leave you for someone else? Does it mean that you are a failure because you failed that one exam? Does it mean that you're not good enough because those people over there told you so? What you choose to believe and form as thoughts, no matter the origin, is going to be the defining factor of whether you have a successful and happy life or not. Today is where it ends. You did not come across this video by accident. Today is the day that you can take back control of your life and become victorious. I am going to teach you how to control your thoughts and program your mind much like you would program a computer. Believe it or not, your mind is actually already being programmed every single day. You have been exposed to manipulation by society, by school, by advertisers, by your peers, your parents, and even your own self. You are already feeding yourself ideas that turn into a constant thought, and those thoughts create a feeling about yourself. Then those feelings create an action. Essentially, you become exactly what you think about yourself. But what if you were to control your thoughts and eliminate all the negative programming and replace it with thoughts that would help you to achieve your fullest potential? Try something with me just for a second. If you can, relax your mind. Take your hands and clasp them together. Then take your 2 index fingers and put them out. As you do this, I want you to look only at your screen. In a moment, I will count from 1 to 3. When I get to 3, I want you to do a couple of very specific things. And don't worry, this isn't going to put you to sleep or cast a magical spell on you or anything. So just let your mind and body get into a relaxed state. On my count of 3, separate your 2 index fingers, concentrate on them, and listen to what I say. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Separate your fingers. Now your fingers are going to begin to touch again. Imagine there are 2 rubber bands attached to your fingers, pulling them closer and closer together. Imagine there are strong magnets inside your fingers, causing them to be inseparable. That space between your fingers will eventually get smaller and smaller. It may happen slowly, it may happen very quickly, but your fingers will touch. You can even start over and will actually touch faster the second time. If that worked for you, then you have just felt the power of verbal suggestion. You may have been afraid at first, but now you realize how easily you're influenced by the words you hear and the thoughts you have. Thought suggestion affects you every single day, several times a day. If you drive somewhere daily, you begin to subconsciously know how to drive to the repeated destination without thinking. Or when you are texting on your phone and someone tries to talk to you in real life, you can barely understand them because you are so fixated on your phone. Whenever your mind is in an altered zone, you are being manipulated by your own previous thoughts. The trick is learning how to use this power of suggestion effectively and for your benefit. And this is where the power of sleep comes in. You see, as we fall asleep, we go into a naturally receptive state, and our thoughts become congruent with our bodily functions, much like in the hand trick we just tried. And we can purposely use this receptive state to reprogram our mind. In the last 5 minutes just before drifting off to sleep, instead of thinking about what is going to happen the next day or any other anxieties that are plaguing you, focus on the things you would like to accomplish to be a better person. Focus on your goals. Envision yourself living the life of your dreams. Create a movie in your mind of what the ideal life would be like. Now, if that sounds a little too intimidating, then just imagine what you would enjoy doing tomorrow, or how you would like to start your morning. If there's something in your life that is stressing you out, like maybe a job interview, a promotion at work, or a test at school, try not to think about what could go wrong, but rather imagine yourself walking into that office building or school with your head held high. Then visualize what it would feel like for you to walk out and be offered the job or getting an A in that exam. Once you begin to formulate these pictures in your mind, the probability of you achieving these things would be greatly increased because your mind is so easy to manipulate in that receptive state right before you fall asleep. Once we start thinking better, we start feeling better. When we start feeling better, then we begin to do better. If you really want something to manifest in your life, you can achieve it by using this technique. And it only takes 5 minutes of your day. When you go to sleep tonight, practice this method and start a ritual of doing it every single night. It will absolutely change your life. When you shape the thoughts in your mind in a positive way, positive things are more likely to begin happening to you. It's all in the power of suggestion. And one of the major reasons that positive affirmations are not working for most is because their mind is not in the receptive or beta state. So the things you think about is rejected by your subconscious mind. Your mind must be in this receptive state in order to trick yourself into being better, doing better, feeling better, and thinking better. And you will notice a major change in as little as 2 weeks. You will start to feel more empowered, more inspired, more confident, more motivated, and more productive. Good grades will come your way. Financial success will knock at your front door. At the end of the night, you will feel proud of the work you did that day, and you'll begin to love yourself more. Dan Candell, an award-winning author and speaker, teaches this exact same technique to athletes in the Olympics, to business tycoons, and to world-famous celebrities to help them maximize their success and reach their fullest potential. To the casual observer, it may look stupid or useless, but what's actually happening is you are rewiring your brain to awaken a part of your mind that contains your God-given skills, attributes, and talents that you might not have discovered before. You have so many resources at your disposal that you aren't aware of. Resources in your mind that can change your entire life if you let them. This is what programming your brain like a computer means. And in doing this, you might not just change yourself for the better, but also the world around you.